Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in once again to Skrilly TV, where everything on this platform is set for motivational and educational purposes only. I am not a doctor, I am not a lawyer, nor am I a specialist, but what I am, I'm here to help you. So, with that being said, let's get to it. So, the topic of discussion today, we're going to talk a little bit about, you know, priorities and being dedicated, and how you can dedicate yourself to these priorities. Now, people are probably asking, you have all kind of priorities. You should be dedicated to all kind of stuff. And, some people are dedicated to different things, that allocate their times to specify different things they like to do, which, that's a form of dedication. But without that, you don't really get you don't really get the job done that way. So in order for you to get the job done, you got to have a lot of inspiration and be dedicated for something. So, for instance, you want to use your brand, whatever your brand may be. You want a lot of people to deal with your brand. You want a lot of people to see your brand. You want a lot of people to hear about your brand. But the only way for that to even happen, you got to show some dedication. Dedicate yourself to getting up or staying up late to figure out what information you're going to need to get that out there to people, figuring out who it is you're going to even deal with to even make your logo, whatever your logo is going to be or whatever your logo consists of. You got to have some dedication to finding these people, because for the simple fact of, you might not know that there's so many people in your field doing the same thing that you're doing. It's gonna like compound it and get it like to the point where it's like, well, what am I really doing? What am I really dedicated to? Do I really want people to see the logo? Or do I really want people to see what I got going on with the logo? What's behind the logo? So another good example is you see Ralph Lauren, you know what I'm saying? They used the horse. He always liked polo. He was dedicated to going to see polo games, and he liked horses. That fed him so much, became part of his brand. You know, part of his logoing, part of his stitching. He's like, we're gonna use a horse. And there's a lot of people who love horses. There's a lot of people who love the game polo in general. And there's a lot of people who love clothing. And you see how him being dedicated to that one thing put out 3 positives, not one, not two, but 3 positives. Perfect way to be. You got to have some dedication. If you want to write you a book, oh, there's so much dedication that goes behind writing a book. You couldn't even fathom how much it really takes you to get what you want. And then, you might have some ups, you might have some downs. Some people might be like, no, I'm not listening to that. Or there's a bunch of people like, dude, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Or, man, I want to buy everything I can off you. Every book that you have, every magazine that you're selling, we just want to have it. We just got to have it. In order for you to even get in that position, you got to have some dedication, a lot of knowledge. Knowledge comes in this whole journey that you're gonna have. If you have a long path and a long journey, well, there's a lot of learning that you're gonna do in between that. And in order to learn what you need to get the information that you're gonna get, you gotta have some dedication. Like I said, you might have to stay up late, or you might have to wake up extra early. Waking up extra early, some people ain't even morning people. Morning people, a morning person? What? Nah, some people aren't those, but you got to turn yourself instead. Make you like a monster to, not overwork yourself. You never overwork yourself, because that, once you overwork yourself, you feel exhausted. So you always want to do something that's gonna, bring you energy. And, you could talk about this all day, or you could do this. Like, it's like, the back of your hand. But the dedication gets you there. You have a task you gotta accomplish. There's a journey a road that you want to walk down. You know what I'm saying? The only way to walk down that is a lot of dedication, a lot of time spent, a lot of reading, a lot of analyzing, because not every time you read something you understand what you read. You hear that? Not every time you read something you're going to understand. So that's why you got to go back and reread it. Sometimes pull out a dictionary if you don't know what the word means, and see what kind of context they're trying to use. Oh, you're trying to get smarter. A lot of dedication in that. Going to school, dedicated. You know how many people get up like, oh, groggy, oh, I want to do this, but they got so much dedication that it just shakes off quick. It just shakes off really fast. And once it's shaking off, you're like, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly where to go. You know how we do around here on Skrilla TV. We like to speak the real. We like to speak the truth. And that's part of my goal, like getting this message out to you guys, you know, or you ladies. It ain't necessarily men I'm talking to. I'm talking to ladies, you know. I'm talking to anybody who's in the youth. You could be old, you could be young, you could be big, you could be tall, you could be whatever you want to be, but you got to be dedicated. If you ain't dedicated, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You got to have it. You know, I tell you right now, you know what was dedicating me to even make this video? I have a business partner. We've been friends for a very long time, you know what I'm saying? And he just inspires me to do some things that, you know, sometimes I don't even want to do them half the time. You know, but then I think about it like, you know, we all got these things on the line, and you know, we're all dedicated, we're all pushing to something. So that's what you gotta do. You gotta dedicate, you gotta get your team together, gotta get a dedicated team, you gotta get a dedicated play, you gotta get a dedicated strategy. And once you do all that, you're gonna be in there. Oh, but another thing, none of that stuff works or happens overnight. So you gotta put it together. And once you put it together, you're gonna figure out that that dedication pushes you a long way. So again, you know how we roll on Skrilla TV. We like to tell you the truth. We're gonna keep it real with you all the way, you know. And shout out to the Catch 'em Squad people. You know, if you ain't tuned into Instagram and the Catch 'em Squad, if you into the Pokemon, if you into the Yu-Gi-Oh, you into the just the laughter, that's where you want to go. You want to check them out because that's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you just got to be dedicated. And I see a lot of people dedicated to doing their dreams. And if you got a dream, you better push it. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. I ain't gonna keep you much longer.